The Atlantic interviewed dozens of people who have observed Patel's erratic behavior, his excessive drinking. Apparently, Patel frequently misses key briefings and meetings because he's too hungover to attend.
Before the shouting fades, listen closely, because sometimes the loudest accusations say more about the room than the man they're aimed at.
On Kash Patel, the American people expect competence from the president's cabinet, not the unmitigated and continuing chaos we see every day. Over the weekend, more damning reports about FBI Director Kash Patel's disorderly, drunken, and deranged behavior came to light. The Atlantic's reporting only confirmed what Senate Democrats have said from the start. Kash Patel is not simply unqualified. He's a grave risk to the rule of law and to American national security. I have called on Acting Attorney General Blanche to preserve all records, all communications, and other evidence regarding Kash Patel's dangerous behavior before the Trump administration tries to brush it under the rug. Again, we're calling on Acting Attorney General Blanche to preserve all records, communications, and other evidence regarding Kash Patel's dangerous behavior before the Trump administration tries to brush it under the rug. The Atlantic interviewed dozens of people who have observed Patel's erratic behavior, his excessive drinking. Apparently, Patel frequently misses key briefings and meetings because he's too hungover to attend. Patel's security detail often struggles to wake him up after his nights of partying, and once even had to ask for breaching equipment because Patel was unresponsive behind a locked door. All of this is made even worse by the reports of Kash Patel's constant jet-setting on the taxpayer's dime, his illegal crusade against Trump's political enemies, and his purge of countless counterintelligence officers who focused on Iran just days before Trump launched this reckless war. Americans deserve steady, sober leadership from their FBI director, and they're not getting it, seems, in any way. Kash Patel's job is to protect the American people and our Constitution, not to party on the job. Patel must resign immediately. Every day he remains in office subjects America to serious and unnecessary risks.
The atmosphere here isn't just tense, it's surgical. Every word is sharpened, every pause deliberate, every repetition intentional. The speaker isn't simply presenting concerns. They're constructing a narrative of instability, layering phrases like disorderly, drunken, and deranged to leave no room for neutrality. But step back for a second. What kind of room produces this level of certainty? Is this accountability in action, or a courtroom where the verdict is already written before the evidence is fully examined? Notice how the claims escalate, from missed briefings to national security risks, from personal behavior to constitutional danger. That escalation is powerful, but it raises uncomfortable questions. Where is the line between credible oversight and strategic amplification? When phrases like dozens of people and references to media reports are used, are we witnessing verified fact or carefully selected testimony designed to land maximum political impact? And more importantly, if the situation is truly this dire, why does it unfold through press narratives before formal institutional action? Then there's the repeated call to preserve all records, a phrase that signals urgency, but also suspicion. It suggests a belief that something is about to be hidden, erased, or buried. But ask yourself, is this a precaution grounded in evidence, or a preemptive move to frame any future absence of proof as proof of wrongdoing? Because in high-stakes power struggles, the implication of a cover-up can sometimes be just as potent as the discovery of one. And finally, the most uncomfortable question of all, what happens if even a fraction of these claims are exaggerated? In a system already strained by distrust, accusations like these don't just target an individual, they reshape public confidence in institutions themselves. So are we watching a necessary exposure of dangerous leadership, or the normalization of political language so extreme that it leaves no space for truth to breathe. Because if every conflict becomes a crisis and every accusation becomes absolute, how does anyone separate reality from performance anymore?